Hi there, Ron here of Variable Play, and welcome to another Open Game Night.
Open game night.
Game Night.
Hey, folks. Good
Yeah.
evening.
Good
What's up, everyone?
evening.
Hello, hello.
What's
Hey,
up?
Hello,
Thank you for
hello.
joining us.
you beautiful
Yeah.
people here. All right, it's a Thursday night.
Hey.
All right.
What's up, everybody? I'm Denmark. Above me
I'm-
is.
Pio.
And
And on the side. Oh, there we go.
hello, me.
Oh, there.
Ako
Alvin.
na, Alvin
Ito pala,
here.
yeah, out there.
And then finally,
And of course, Ron.
of course,
Of
Ron.
course.
Oo nga pala.
Cool. Good
Hello.
afternoon. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Good evening, good evening.
Cool.
What have you
Done with
guys
work.
been playing?
Oh, I'll start. Since it's
Sure.
the Steam summer sale, I've been
Yeah.
putting my in
Ooh.
cart a lot. But the most recent, I've been playing Dune Spice Wars.
What's up,
It's
Angel?
it's the newest. Hey, hello, Angel. It's the newest installation of the Doom PC game, but it incorporates both RTS and 4X.
Oh, it's an RTS.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
So it's 4X, so you're turn based and exploring
Nice.
areas. But every time you explore an area, you have to do real time RTS.
Do you need an
defend it.
MCV? Never mind.
Yeah, no, you don't. No, you need the quads.
Good to go, sir.
Ornithopters
Um,
and the like. And
Is there an
there are
Ordos
4 factions.
faction?
there is, but it's not
Yes.
called Ordos. They're
Oh.
called the Smugglers, and
Uh-uh.
they are the color blue
What?
because Atreides originally is green.
No.
Remember
No.
that.
No.
Atreides is
Ordos
Atreides is
green.
green.
Trade is blue.
Blasphemy. This is blasphemy.
So Atreides is green. The Smugglers are blue. The Fremen are orangey, yellowish, and obviously the Harkonnen is the red one. So there you
Yes.
go.
Cool.
Dune Spice War.
RTS.
Spice one. Nice.
RTS
I only
slash
have.
4X. So imagine civilization style. But whenever you discover a place, guard here, move here, quick. Ganun.
Cool.
Build unit.
All right.
Cool.
How about
That's
you, Alvin?
awesome.
Okay, so I played this one I was introduced to this game in All Aboard, and then I also got to play it again in in Everything But Cheese. It's Call to Adventure, and I
Oh,
really want to get a copy. It's a simple. I mean, you roll and then you get some
Cards.
some cards. But when the both times that I played it, I never looked at the symbols at all. It's just like this choose your own adventure style of game, and I don't sit well with the traditional RPGs, but it's just the right amount of telling whatever story I want to craft. So really good. Hoping to get a copy, or maybe even like there was a kickstarted call to adventure epic, something like that. Maybe
Mhm.
that's the one that I'll get, but
Nice.
I don't know when's that going to arrive in here. But definitely would search for a copy.
I
But
heard
you have that
good
run?
things.
Yeah. I was with Alvin then, and I got to build
Yeah.
Batman. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I have
Batman.
Oh, you guys were
So-
together when Alvin was playing?
yeah.
Yeah, it was Ron's
I was a
copy.
soul
Okay, there you
survivor
go. That makes
that
more
became a
sense.
merchant. Yeah. So
Sweet talk a lot of guys.
yeah, use a lot of
allies.
charisma. How about you,
Awesome.
Denmark?
Uh I got to play with Brian Dalta and his wife, and we played a couple of games. We played Cafe, the small box one, with kind of like Smartphone Inc. on how you're gonna get the cards.
Yeah.
You're gonna rotate it in any way and then cover two spaces so that you'll get those abilities. Then we played Scythe, his copy. Finally, I
Three
got to
again?
play another physical copy. Three player. I'm not complaining, but I think the
Mhm.
highlight of the night was Dune Imperium.
Nice.
Uh, at first two rounds was get to know the game and how it goes, but when third and fourth round hit, it was off to the races. Especially
Mm.
those war cards, war what do you call those? War. If you win the war, ah, skipping my mind. Anyway, there were like three war results that if you win it, you're gonna score 2 points. So it was
Oh.
off to the races. The results was off
Oh.
to the races. So,
And which house
I,
were you?
what was I? I forgot what was I. I was the one that
Shai
gets a
Halud.
discount when maybe Ron can help me with this one. It was a girl, and you get a discount when you buy from the market. You take it out from the market, you get a $1 discount, a one buy
Ordos.
one discount. I think it's Ordos.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
Ordos.
There's no Ordos.
There's no Ordos
There's
at
no
No?
all.
official Ordos
not yet,
faction
right?
in
It's the
canon.
expansion.
No,
Is
they
it?
will
No, it's
never
not
have
there yet.
one.
Ordos was made
Ordos
up.
Oh,
is not canon.
Yeah, it's not canon.
So
Yeah.
the guys of Westwood, when they built the PC game Dune 2,
they
they
added that.
added Ordos because it was originally just sort of like this RPG RTS Dune 1, right? And
Yeah.
Ordos wasn't there, and they just, oh, what another faction there. So it
Choice.
is.
So,
What color?
I
Green?
forgot
I
what
don't
it
know.
was. So they actually enjoyed it. I know Kim, Brian's wife, enjoyed it because she was the one who won, and it was neck and neck until the end. So every turn became very important. So there you go. That was what.
Nice,
How about
nice.
you, Ron? What was yours?
Oh, I got to play a lot of Commander yesterday. So I played. I got to bring out my pre-con dragon deck. But before that, I played the vehicle. I played with my friend. He has a sort of a mono white. It's a classic commander, but actually quite powerful. With pre-con 2, but it was pretty impressive. It's really had massive bombs here and there, but so the vehicles they ran out of gas.
To say
Prices
the
was too
least.
high.
Okay.
Ran out of gas
Prices
or
was
ran
too
out
high.
of pilots?
No. It really ran out of gas because he had this exile all attacking creatures,
Ah,
and so it's
And
everything
all
was
your
just
creatures were
white.
attacking.
goodbye
It's like
vehicles.
boom. Um, but yeah, when I played the Re- Forgotten
The
Realms
dragon. Yeah.
dragons, Red Green Dragon, that one it has so many ways to win. It can be just massive. Here's my big guy. I drop in. Here you go. Oh, you're in a defensive position. Okay, we will just generate more dragons. Oh, by the
Amas,
way,
yeah.
when a dragon pops out, here's 5 damage to you.
Five, right? But he has to
You
hurt himself, right?
obliterated him.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no, no.
goodness.
Yeah.
There's other
Well,
dragons that
there must be a
combo
combo.
whenever there's a dragon that comes in. For every dragon that you have, it will deal damage. There's another dragon that will deal 5 when it comes in. There's so many of those mechanics around it. So if you make a mistake of dealing a damage directly to the commander, it will make so many pockets of these tokens that will then generate like 20, 30 damage in one go. And I'm not attacking. That's the fun part. I'm just here to stay on your side, I'll stay on my side. They just keep
Generating.
breathing fire. So, but the last thing we played was Watergate, and he loved it.
Mm.
Like loved it. Like, oh, okay, wow, this is amazing. And for a competitive gamer, I think the good
The push,
appeal
yeah.
in terms of like he's a very competitive CCG player, and then when he got to play Watergate, he was really impressed. So it just really shows that Watergate has really legs in terms of depth and strategy. And I really wish they would make more content to this, not a color change.
They
not-
changed the
I know.
box, right? It was like white,
Yes.
red,
Yeah.
something.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, thanks. I guess.
That's it, but it's the same art, same everything.
I don't know. I don't know.
Never
I
played the
want
old
more
one, huh?
content, but I don't know how you would add more content. The events are already fixed in time.
Maybe a different Watergate, maybe a different issue in
Yeah.
history,
yeah.
and then they're just gonna
could be.
ramp it up.
Yeah, I hope so. Really good system. So, Denmark, what are we talking about today?
We're gonna continue our top
Ah.
10 of all time
Alright,
for
folks,
us.
I've
this
won.
isn't clickbait like last week.
Oh, you didn't change it? Oh, I forgot to
Yeah, we
change
forgot to change it.
it.
So we just
This is the truth,
Yeah,
truth, right?
we-
This is the true one.
We said that Ron was busy, and then Denmark rolled a 1. So there you go. There.
So I predicted that I'm gonna have at least one with Kyo and at least two with Bron and Alvin. And right off the bat, at our number 10s was Mission Red Planet with Kyo. So I got that one already. So I'm betting on this last 5. I'm gonna hit at least 2 with Alvin and 2 with Ron, where we're gonna cross over. So I think we will at some point.
Hold on.
Kayo, you
I'm
guys.
sure,
I have
I'm
some
sure
pretty
of
crazy
one
picks.
with Denmark. I'm sure of one.
So
I'm
in
sure
case
of
you
one
just
with Denmark, but maybe none with Ron. And
place your
Yeah.
bets. So if you guys have
Mine's
just
2, ano.
tuned in, our number 10 to 6. Let's start with Kyo. His 10 going to 6. Mission Red Planet, XCOM at 9, Panam at 8, Forgotten Waters at 7, and Dungeon Command at 6, right?
Correct.
Right. Correct. See, not bad. Great games. And Alvin has Codenames at 10, Patchwork at 9, Trains at 8.
trains, yeah,
Controversial.
controversial.
Orleans at 7, Brass Birmingham, another train game, but it's an economic game, which is always a train game.
Root building.
Brass Birmingham at 6.
Root building. Yes.
And Ron has the Cult of the New, more or less, on his top 10 to 6.
That's true.
Marquis
That's
at 10, Watergate
one
at
player.
9. 8 was, what did I write? Destinies. 7 is Age of
Three
Civilization.
Three
And
players.
6 is Alice is Missing. Great games
More
too.
players.
So I had 10 to 6 Mission Red Planet, Ginkgopolis at 9, 8 Concordia, 7 Root, and Dune Imperium at 6. And here we go, our top 5 out of all the games that we've played ever in our lifetime and owned and sold and whatnot.
Oh, we're gonna go
Borrowed.
way back in 2011.
You have a top 5 that you got sold?
No, I mean, all in all, everything that we
Okay.
ever got exposed to, all the games we ever got exposed to, tried, played, online, analog,
Mhm.
whatnot. This is our top 5 ever.
Bestest.
Oh, we're gonna start dancing paru
We should
Gina
do
here.
this again next year and see if anything
Yeah,
changes.
if anything changes, if
gonna-
I
their
suggest another
this
kind of topic about like what
lineup
games.
went down.
Right. All right.
Sounds good.
Somebody care to do the number 5? Ron,
All right.
let's go.
I can start.
Going. Okay,
All
that
right,
way.
number
My
5.
number 5
Number
is
5.
not a 5-player game,
Oh,
but
It's a 6-player game.
I really think someone here has it too.
Is that me?
And yes,
Most likely.
and the only question is where. And that is Dune Imperium.
Oh,
Ah,
see?
so
See?
you
I hit
already
one.
have it.
Okay, there you go.
Deck
There you
building
go.
game that
Halfway there.
is really thematic. It's in between area control and deck building, and of course, I love the theme as well.
Worker
I love the
placement.
artwork, worker placement. Well, all fun. I really wish I could play it more. So, but my number 5, Dune Imperium.
Ooh, not bad. Yeah,
Cool.
it deserves a top 5.
Awesome.
It really does. Really does.
Nice,
And
nice.
I'm surprised. No. Oh, wait. No, we're not yet finished. I'll reserve that one for later.
Later.
I
Spoiler
might
alert.
spoil. I might spoil it. All right. Number 5, Dune Imperium. Number 5 for Kyo.
All
Wait,
right,
I forgot that one.
This is a
Go on.
yeah,
Yeah,
go on. This is a
the
set of games, not just one. And it's pretty obvious by now if you haven't seen my background yet. The D&D Adventure board game series. Okay,
Yes.
why is it one set? It's not
Very
like
good.
they're all too much of a difference for each board game, but I love RPGs. I love minis, and these are the quintessential D&D adventure board games that you must get.
Mhm.
And they actually represent different kinds of famous adventures throughout the most recent, most memorable campaigns like Ashadalon, the Dritz, Legend of Dritz, especially
Yep.
that of the vampire one, the Ravenloft. There you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
And yeah, especially now that they're branching out to more better rules, and instead of big board games, they're printing out expansions,
Oh,
which
okay.
means
For the existing one.
yes, everything and anything that you have already collected can be used in that expansion. You're just buying the story and the campaign for it. It's good. It's cool.
Nice.
Good,
Alright.
good.
And the
And
extra
brings
minis,
back-
mind you. And again, as everyone says, this is the cheapest way to get your D&D minis rather than individuals, right?
And,
Right.
and the dungeon tiles as well, if you want
Correct.
to have
Oh,
more.
goodness. D&D Adventure Board Games series. There you go.
Cool. Number 5, D&D. Oh, that's a lot, right? So you just clamped it all together.
It's one big
Yeah,
system.
the
yeah.
whole series.
The D&D system.
All
All
of
right.
it.
Cool. Number 5 for Alvin.
Okay, so my number 5 is an abstract yet thematic
Wow.
game.
Wow. Wow.
Azul.
Abstract
And
thematic.
it is
Ironic, huh?
well, I just feel it that it is thematic enough. It is
Okay.
Tigris and Euphrates.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yes,
Fair enough, fair enough, fair
so
Tigris
this
and the
war
Ah,
game is
Let me
really
see if I spell this right. Yeah.
for me it's really awesome. The fact that you don't own any of the cities, and then when they consolidate, the combat is. I mean, there's not really combat, but you can really see the cities rise and fall. It's like you have this organic civilization that's growing, maybe leeching off with each other because you just have that certain color. But when they clash, all of a sudden, it's devastating. War is devastating. So it's really great. Very abstract as well. By the great Rainer Knizia. So
Dr.
That's it.
Grenier.
so
Is
yeah.
this the one where you pull out of the bag the tiles?
Yes, you pull out the bag, the
Alright, I played this
tiles. You have it on a screen, and then you just
Mhm.
place like two.
I
And then you
remember
have
we played this before.
the destruction or meteor tile that just blasts as a tile because you want it removed. So good.
Cool.
Nice.
Number 5 of all time. You must love that game. It's been with you for
I do.
as long
I
as I
really
can
wish
remember.
I could play it as often as well. Really old as well.
Cool. So, for those who are watching, we'd also like to know your top 5 of all time. Just type it down, and we'll read it on the comments, and hopefully, we get to learn a new game from you guys, or you get to learn something from us. Why it's on
Yeah.
our top 5s. All
No
right,
matter how old it is.
right. I hit one with Key already. I hit one with Ron with Doom. And I have a crossover with Alvin because he mentioned this earlier in his list last time we did this. So I was going. I'm gonna get 2, and it's a tile bag builder that
Mhm.
you build the city of Orleans, France. So my
Ah,
number
Orleans.
five
Oh,
would
cool.
wow.
be
Okay.
Orleans, and for reasons Alvin mentioned, I don't know. Every time I play this game, it's kind of calming in such a way that
Mhm.
you don't panic or do anything. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
like, ooh, this goes here, this goes there. Ooh, I can do that. Do this for next
Exactly.
turn. And the mechanic on how you get to control what you more or less draw from the bag, that was so good because you can actually throw or kill people inside your bag and make them be useful for at least a token or at least
Yeah,
a
that's a good point.
uh, uh, the 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 token or the I'm sorry, the coins or either the citizen, right? I like that
Mhm.
they have that way that your waste, quote unquote,
Yeah,
can
it's
actually be
actually
turned into points. So, that
yes,
was really good.
yes.
So for me, that was my first one crossover with Alvin, and that's number 5 on my list. I even bought the meeple type, the wooden
Yeah.
meeple type, because of that
So
game. And my
let's
my
wrap him
wife
in the
my
bag.
wife likes it too. My only complaint is that it takes longer to set up than to play, because you
Uh,
can play it in 20 minutes more or less, because it's a quick game,
yeah,
right? It just goes, okay, your turn, your
and it's
turn,
a
your turn, your turn.
simultaneous.
Right.
Almost.
So
Right.
Jonas was saying
Hey,
that,
Jonas. Hello.
hi, hello. Speaking of old games, La Havre is definitely one of
They
my top five.
have.
So simple mechanics, but so deep. Oh, you'll fall with
Oh
Alvin on that
yeah.
one.
Easy
So,
to learn,
Alvin's
hard to
wheelhouse.
Yeah,
master.
I like simple but deep.
La
Simple but
Havre
deep.
is the one where you I choose you
The
follow
hyper game.
mechanic. Am I right? Am I if I pick
Oh, wait,
No,
the
that's San Juan.
San Juan? No, but it came from something bigger. San Juan was a smaller version.
Oh,
Is it
is it?
Puerto Rico or La Havre? Yes, it is San Juan. That mechanic of San Juan. Maybe Jonas can help us. I picked this ability, and then you guys follow, but I have one bonus, kind of like Race for the Galaxy. Anyway, so
cool, cool.
that's
So
number 5.
I
then
don't
we
know
actually
why
have
since I
crossovers with
played.
me, Ron, and Alvin Mismo,
Right.
right?
So
Right.
that
Wow. So that's
Mhm.
three out
either
of 10 items that are exactly the same as ours.
either
We can talk about this.
either I influenced you or you influenced me.
We're friends. That's why we're
I
all
know,
friends.
I know how that goes. All right. So our number 4 of
Number
all time. Ron's
Four.
number 4.
My
Number 4.
number four is another deck building game.
No.
Someone
Any
likes his
guesses?
cards.
Clank.
Any guesses? Nope.
Uh,
Clank. I was gonna say Clank.
Nope.
Wait,
uh,
deck builder.
Yes.
I think I know it.
Okay.
Okay.
Dominion.
Nope.
Nope,
No.
nope,
No.
You
nope,
have to
nope.
choose.
What's
I, I, I
your
want
Two
I,
two
call,
sides.
Alvin?
It's called Path of Light and Shadow.
All right.
yeah, that one.
Oh, okay,
I was
okay,
about
okay,
to say
okay.
Path of Exile, but that was a video game.
Yeah, that's a
Path
big.
of
But it
Light and
was Path of
Shadow
Light
is
and
a
Shadow.
deck builder, but
Yeah,
You
kind of
build
threw deck
buildings.
building over its head because instead of
it's so
having a
unique
market
that
where you
game.
buy things, you just roam around the map and these villagers just join your crew. You know, like, hey, I King, hello po, and then they join you. You can fire them. That's a big part of the mechanic. You
You're
can
Yeah.
fired.
no, go away. We don't need you. Shoot. Or you can be a good
You
king
upgrade them.
and say,
Right.
I wanna train you. I want you to become from a beggar to a
A senior
uh,
beggar.
a senior beggar. To
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lead,
Pembaria.
you know, a full stack beggar.
Professional.
So
Amateur.
anyway, so that's what's really unique about it, and then you still have this sort of tech tree where
Yeah.
you can upgrade things that are revolving around the mechanic, and then it's area control. The fun thing with it is the dice. It's not like other games where dice is punishing. In this case, it's
Mhm.
more of like it's constantly hitting and sort of destroying things, and you're going like,
Right.
"Oh, I don't want to hit. No, I'm losing too much uh, strength on this area." You sometimes can win, but it's you've decimated the place, and you're
You're
not
not gonna
really
score.
holding. Yeah.
You're not gonna score too. I
So
Yeah.
like I like how they divided people you can recruit into those different uh,
Mhm.
areas
yeah.
or
So
different
sort of like they're
locations, right?
people from different locations. So if you're in the mountain ranges, you have this range of people that you might encounter. If you are
Forest.
in the forest, if you are in the seaport areas, then more likely these folks would be joining your party, and then from there you would be designing your decks. It's very tactical because you have to work
Right.
with what you're given. Uh, but there's so many things that you can try. You can be as
Yeah.
mean as you want, follow the evil path and just remove all of them and
Remove
just
and
keep
kill.
the best people you have, and then that's
Right.
your deck. Or you could be such a
Tyrant.
a good leader that people that you're promoting immediately gets deployed. Things like those where, oh, okay, yeah, let me train you and let's go and fight. And suddenly you have this massive sort of pre-planned hand every turn. Amazing, and there's so many ways to win also. So
Right.
it's a bit of a challenge to teach everything because there's so many things around it. But if you haven't tried, and I'm super excited of the Path of Light and Shadow expansion, hopefully coming sometime soon in the
Hopefully
future.
it gets reprinted too,
Oh yeah.
Did
because
it?
Yeah,
did it get picked up? Not yet.
it got
There's no
it
news yet,
it
right?
non well it got kickstarted. It got
Mm.
kickstarted again, so there's a
Mm-hmm.
print run that's running around that. They just need to deliver uh, the print.
Oh.
So it would
Interesting.
go back into
It is. It
circulation,
is.
but yeah, it's not super wide release because it's Kickstarter. So that's my
Hopefully.
number four,
Hopefully.
Path of Light and Shadow.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Me. Oh, okay. There's some time before we play ready to okay.
Oh, they're gonna
Good luck.
play.
Good luck, Nick. All right. So my number 4 is a special game. It's a party game actually. The reason why it's in my top 4 or 5 because it brought a lot of my friends together.
Hmm.
It brought about so many people I know today who never knew each other when they first played it, and then now they're like solid. And that game would be Spyfall.
Ooh.
No,
Okay.
So high.
single-
This is so
yes,
high on your
very
list.
high. I'm telling you,
Very
in
good.
my experience as a board gamer since 2013, Spyfall is one of the easiest games you can learn, but yet it's still so there's still a strategy to be found. I mean, again, like I said, as throughout my entire teaching of this game, any question is always a viable question. Anything.
Yes.
And then
Right,
once your friends or people play it understand, the more you play it, the more you understand how you're supposed to play it.
Yeah.
Until everyone already understands that, okay, I'm here, I'm at the beach, I'm gonna act like I'm in the beach and not just answer questions about the beach.
Yeah,
get
that
out of my-
should be the one. Yeah.
Imagine if someone asks you, what are you doing? And then I tell you, get out of my sun. You're like, huh? Aha! Diba? Like, oh, you're blocking my sun. Oh, we're outside. Ganun,
Mhm.
diba? Rather
Yep,
than answering you with a question too.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's got so many depth to it, and yet it seems so shallow at first. But if you play with more and more with people that you know, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And then the memories, the funny questions. Ay, good God.
I find that those games are games where the more you play it, the more that your group develops your own language
yes,
on how
yes.
on how you,
Oh my
you do
goodness.
things.
I love
Explain
how
things.
friendly this game is. I was able
Yeah.
to run this on a church setting. All of them
There you-
are zero experienced gamers. They just said, "Hey, Ron, we know that you have games Can you teach us a game? Okay, how many are you? There's 8. Okay, let me run a game for you. Hilarious. They had so much fun, and
Mhm.
again, it scales with the players. You can be
Yeah.
as thematic in terms of how you play it, but even if you
Yeah.
scale back down and you're not necessarily um, acting out, but you are responding with a prompt, because you're not only given a situation, you're also given a role, right? And
Right.
if
Exactly.
you
Yes.
if you play around with if this is that person, I
Right.
remember,
Right.
somebody's asking and you go, shh.
Shh, that's your answer. Like, oh my
That's the
goodness.
answer.
Why did he shush me?
Exactly,
Don't you
exactly.
shush me.
you when I played with different groups with this one, but sometimes if people don't understand that or what they're getting into, it tends to really be flat. It's just like, so what are we
Agree,
gonna do?
yeah.
We're just gonna ask. So it's up to you to encourage them to look. You have cards. There are roles, and you
Yeah,
try to
exactly.
play that role based on where you are.
Where
Just
you
so
are.
I
you
make
get
it a requirement to respond, to think of that role, and make your answer has to
Respond
be
according to that.
in either
relation, right?
acting, or at least
Yeah.
if that person were to answer that role, how would they answer it?
Yeah,
But without
exactly.
necessarily giving too much
Giving
Too much
away
information.
where
details.
your
Yeah.
information is. Right, right. But
Yep.
hey, that's a great game. Spyfall was when it first came
A
out.
Spyfall.
great game.
Everybody also had that one, and everybody was
Correct.
playing it. You just need lots and lots of Ziploc,
Yes.
just
You
so
know what?
you
That's
can
true.
divide.
Put back the spy underneath so
Right,
that
Yeah.
they
Oh,
wouldn't
box
that's
is
see.
there, and then
yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
yep.
Hey, but
Cool.
that's a great choice.
Four.
Spyfall.
Spyfall.
Alvin's number 4.
Okay, number 4 for me is another kind of civilization building game. And I think it's the only game where you can go to space without having discovering mathematics. It's Tapestry.
Oh, I'm like, what?
I
I was
was
thinking.
I was quickly scanning mathematics.
Math, space, math,
I was thinking
beyond the
roll
sun.
for the galaxy.
Alvin doesn't have beyond the sun.
No, yeah. Yeah,
Without using
so
math.
definitely, I really like the many ways to the many different kind of civilizations that you can play, the
Yeah,
variable player
yeah,
powers. I really like the tight decision of as soon as you spend a resource, you immediately regret spending that resource
right. Correct. That is so
because
true.
you really have to like allocate it like the back of your mind, and then maybe something happens, and then all of a sudden all of that planning is out of the window because you
Right, it
want to grab
stops. It
it
stops
just
somewhere. It just
so
throws a wrench right there.
yeah, definitely. I got the expansions, and I really want to try all of the other ways of playing it. They have released some sort of a balancing, although it's a bit kind
Patch.
of shallow. Yeah, it's a balancing patch. It's a bit kind of shallow because it just reduces some points. They could have done better, but still, the different kind of civilizations and uh, I still somehow kind of make a story of it
Yeah,
on my save, just like reaching the stars without having to know
calculating.
without
Building a big slingshot.
calculating. Maybe because they're a plant sieve, they just know how to reach. They just go up and that's it. So yeah,
My, my, my,
that's my
my
number 4.
only gripe with that game is that the way that you discover technologies really is can
Well,
be
yeah.
screwed up, or it doesn't make any sense at all. There's like exploration, and then that was your first one, exploration, and then the second technology that you discover is reading a compass or something like that. It's like, How can you do the exploration first if you haven't discovered this one? If you haven't done that one, that's the only gripe I have with that one.
Yeah, that's
But you know,
why when the first era, they always got lost. They were able to explore, but they didn't know what direction they were going.
oh really? We're doing this.
Yeah.
We're trying to trying to justify
I
how
just
that
don't
happens.
All
The
the,
first-
plot
the first-
holes.
The first one that you have is go to space, and then your second technology is the Gutenberg printing press. Something like that. I'm like,
Or
what?
No one could
Fire.
read. But they went to space.
Like, how?
But hey,
you can't
if-
even
that's
split an
feeling
atom
it.
without heat.
But if you actually get to pull off those combos like that track and anything that you could pull off with those chains from that track and your resources,
Yeah.
it really feels so satisfying. It's like,
It is,
okay,
it is.
go up military track, add this one. Ooh, I get this resource. Use this for science track. Ooh, more resource. Oh crap, spend that one.
Yes,
Spend it all.
that's the period in your combo. Why did I spend that resource?
Right? And then you try so hard to, hindi, kaya pa to. What can I do? Sayang, ang dami pang resource. Yeah, but if you pull off something from those chains, I mean, from the chaining of actions, ooh, so satisfying. Really good. Hey,
That's my number
that's
4.
4 Tapestry. Cool. My number 4 is the one that I'm betting out crossover with Ron. But I crossed over with you already, right? What was that game? Dune. And this is my number
Dune.
2. I think I'm gonna cross over with you on this one. But number 4, we have to pay respects first because
Okay.
No.
A moment of
we have to have a moment of silence
silence.
because it's related to my number 4. And my number 4 is is based on, it's also kind of civ building game, but it focused more on
Mhm.
technology for war, and it's
Mhm.
it's on Egypt, and
Yeah.
you're getting different gods to get your powers through tiles, and that's Kemet. When I first played this game, Ron introduced this. It was so intimidating because when you first see all those tiles, I think each pyramid has around 16 tiles. Am I right? 4x3, 4x4,
Yes,
12
yes.
tiles.
12.
level.
Okay.
It's
Sorry.
just a
4x3.
3 tiles, 12
No,
levels.
it's not a box of chocolate. But that's where the beauty of the game is,
It is.
right? It's in the tiles. That's
is.
where how you build your tech tree, how you design what your strategy is. They're all
Mhm.
on the tiles. So you have 48 to pick from. Well, 36 because you're going to start the game, but there are 48 tiles all in all that gives you tech, discounts on tech, offense, defense, speed up your
Yeah.
like this, speed up your points and everything else. And you have
And the
to
monsters.
react tactically on what's happening to your opponent.
Yes.
Ooh, he's overloading on attack. Fine, I'll get the blue tile. I'll do all the
Defense,
defense.
Yeah.
So
Or
so-
we'll do the initiative. Let's snipe, some of their guys quickly before they even reach us.
so first couple of games, 2 or 3 games, it's really a learning game for you. The mechanics of the game is simple: move this, go there, move that. But the most difficult part is you'll be spending a lot of time reading the rule book, or at least the guide on what those tiles do.
You mean
But
the menu?
The menu, correct.
The menu.
It's ripe for the picking.
but once you get to the third
This thing.
game, or somewhere around your 4th game, now the game becomes tactical. Now it's somehow okay, I need to hold this temple because next turn it's when I'm gonna win. If I lose it right now, I'm gonna get delayed for another turn and have to grab it again. So beautiful. And I got to enjoy it somewhere around 4th or 5th game, and then it became interesting on how you can do that. Black and red, white and blue, that
Yeah.
looks nice.
Yep.
So
Crazy.
Kemet, is my number 4. Good game. I
Beautiful game.
think I'm fine with the old version. The new one, okay. I haven't played it yet, but if you have the old one, you're good. You're good. If you're not
There's nothing
into,
wrong with the original edition if you can find it. It's part of sort of like a trilogy of Cyclades, Kemet, and Inish. Inish is
Mhm.
the lightest,
Mhm.
sort of fastest one. Cyclades is more sort of very
I love
um,
Cyclades.
I
The
love
negotiation
auction
style
mechanic,
auction.
right?
auction
Yeah, and
mechanic.
Kemet is
Set
Praise
really
collection
more.
too.
gods.
Yeah,
Set
yeah.
collection too. But hey,
Kemet is really
Kemet.
more into cutthroat. I always called it like the blood. This is a StarCraft reference. This is like the bloodbath map in Brood War.
Right, right. In Blue Dwarf, no matter where
Like,
you turn, it just takes you 5 minutes, and then you're fighting. So you
it's
have
like
to build in five
Like,
minutes.
like,
I'm going
this is
there.
round one. What's going on? Why are we at each other's
You're
throats
fighting
already?
immediately.
Yep.
Rules of engagement, round
and,
one.
and I distinctly remember after like 1 or 2 games, I was telling Ron, "Hey, this is gonna be in my top 10 forever. This
And
game's gonna be in my top
what's
10."
what's
And
what's impressive
I
there
was
is
right.
that Denmark is not a fan of the Egyptian theme.
Yeah, I hate
Mm.
Egyptian themes,
He
but
said,
this somehow
I
this
don't
is like,
like
ooh.
Egyptian themes. I'm
This
like,
works.
bro, you gotta try it. Let me teach it to you, and then we talk again after.
2 games later, I have my own copy. Have to find my own copy. But hey, Kemet's really really that good. That's
Kemet.
my number 4, Kemet.
Damn it.
Okay.
All right. How
Cool,
about
cool.
anybody who's watching? I see Nick saying about Spyfall.
Okay.
They were saying about specific questions and answers, and they were siguro they were really surprised. Like, huh? How did you know that was so specific? And
That
imagine
is
being
a
the
good
spy. What the hell
sign.
are they talking about? What the hell are they
Huh?
saying?
Yeah. As the spy, if you haven't figured it out, you have to laugh with people, but you don't really get why they're laughing.
Inside
And-
joke, inside joke.
And Sim was like saying here's his top 5. So right now we're at number 4, right? So his 5 was Carcassonne, a ultimate classic, evergreen forever.
Yeah,
Yep.
love
Chap-
that entire game.
So simple, right? But so annoying. Where the hell do I place this meat? Do I place it now? Do I build the city? No.
I always wait to ninja a city.
Right, right. The decision space for that one is so good. And at number 4 is Champions of Midgard, the
Oh.
violent version of Lords of Waterdeep,
Yeah.
the dice version, the dice
The dice
version of
version.
Lords of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Not bad. I also like that game and how they run that, the dice, and how you need to get that dice to score points practically.
you send them out on expeditions. You're really not
Yeah,
sure what's
expedition.
gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
there's
Provide
a
them
high
food.
chance none of them are coming back.
That's so true. And also for the responsibility, who gets to kill the troll? Someone needs to kill the troll. No one. Oh crap! We're gonna get minus points. All of us. All of us will get minus points.
Okay, I'll be the one.
Hey, Champions of Midgard. That was good. That was good. Also. All right.
Yeah.
Or what number?
Okay.
Number 3.
Number
three.
Three.
We're at the
Number
top 3
My
now.
number 3 is an area control game. You can kind of see
Again.
my sort of top list is somewhat around that. Because I'm coming from a competitive background before got into board gaming, so that's why the area control is very appealing to me because it feels more upfront. You're able to interact with players immediately,
Mm.
Yeah.
and when I'm attacked by other players, I can see the reasoning why. I'm not offended that they're attacking my position. Because oh yeah, that's the correct move. I left it here. And if you didn't do that, why didn't you do that? That will be what's running in my head.
Mhm.
So anyway, I really love this one-on-one version of this game, which is Toilet Struggle. It was really
Ooh.
Twilight
impressive.
Struggle.
But the
Yes.
problem is, it is 3 hours to play, and like, ah, I love the theme, I love the concept, I love the system, but it's not Twilight Struggle. It's not Twilight
It's
Struggle.
actually not.
It's Expanse, the board
Ah,
game.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. I
Oh,
thought.
So
typo,
good.
typo.
So
Expanse.
yes, so
Oh, I missed
Expanse, the
this
board game,
game.
I
is
missed it.
a
I have
four-player
not.
version of Twilight Struggle. If you've seen the series, if you're watching the series, this game gets you in that upfront, you know, being able to deploy your Mars frigates,
Yeah, the
having
battleship.
your Earth president just standing there. No,
Big
my
cube.
vote is big cube. Yeah. It's impressive how they were able to make it very thematic, and the whole idea of, okay, so it's using the sort of coin style. Here's a card, you can use it for action points,
Yeah.
but at the same time you
Mhm.
can use it for the event. If you use it
Mhm.
for action point, the other player who in Twilight Struggle, the other player gets to run the event. In this game, it has this initiative track. So
Yes.
there are icons on the card, and then we'll hit whoever it hits first on that initiative. They get to do that. So now every card that you're gonna be playing, I need those actions. I need to deploy. I need to move my battalion to
Mhm.
Mars,
Mhm.
the outer planets because they're all stuck, let's say, in Earth. So I need to move them. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there first. But now I'm looking, huh? The OPA is gonna move because they're the ones next in line, and I'm just about to drop my ships in their area. So those are the things that you have to consider. It's such a tactical game and really well designed. And the new expansion, Doors and Corners, adds just a really nice bit of flavor, um, a sort of like modules that you can just add to the game. It doesn't really add too much complexity. So super impressed with Jeff Engelstein to being able to compress Twilight Struggle into an hour. That is already impressive, and then make it 4 players. Yeah, amazing.
I
So
like I like how no matter what you do, you're always gonna feel bad because you didn't choose the other two.
Yeah.
No that game and that it's always, hey, this is beneficiary for me. Then pass the card. The card goes to the other side. It's like, crap! I shouldn't have passed that card.
like, no.
No matter what you do, there's always gonna be that one with that
Yeah.
game. But hey, that's really a good game. I still remember our games with Javi and Robert, with Bob, right? And we're
Yeah.
like, this is a really good game. It's a really
Yeah.
good
And my
game.
copy is a bit blinked out. I changed
Right?
all the cubes into ships.
I had to
So
get your extra ships there,
yes.
Ron, for my copy of Expanse.
And the catch up mechanic is the ship, right? Where you can
Rocinante. Yeah.
Yes,
the
Rocinante,
Rocinante,
yeah.
where you can pick one of the abilities that you need at that moment.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's like, I just have to survive until the chip gets to me. I just have to survive until the chip gets to me.
And the whole scoring
I've
system.
never played this game. Sounds
where-
really interesting.
Oh,
It is.
yeah. You
Ooh.
will like it. You'll really like it. So when next meetup, I'll bring it along, and then if you're there, we could try it out.
No
But yeah,
problem.
super impressive, and really good, very concise system. So if you guys haven't tried, please seek it out because it's such a good space themed, and this is the
Area
space
control,
theme
yeah.
where sort of realistic space theme,
Mhm.
the Expanse.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's cool. The
Yeah.
Expanse. Ooh.
Wow, you
All
guys
right.
have good games. Mine's getting older and older.
Shows age. Shows the age.
All right. I'm proud to be 40 and still playing games. Look at that. Ooh, woohoo!
I'm getting there.
guys, I'm 40. There you go. See, I already
Look
had
at
my
there.
operations. I can see afar. But my age told me, nope, not enough.
Nope.
Can't see near now. Before.
What's your number 3? Is it number 3 now? Yes, number 3, Kyo.
Yeah, number 3.
All right, my number 3. It was the quintessential game I had when I actually missed Magic the Gathering.
Huh.
It's the only deck building I actually have in this list. It's the basic deck building you can ever think of, which is not Dominion. Me and the wife love to play this because the fact that you actually feel as if you're actually owning your own deck because you're actually customizing it as you play along, and that's the basic of deck building. That's why you make deck building
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, exactly. You flavor it to your liking depending on the situation.
It's
or
your
how
baby.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the feeling of Magic the Gathering. You created your own deck. You're gonna use it to defeat everyone else, and therefore I chose the DC deck building game. Okay.
Nice.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was this the first AEG deck building game they made?
It's not AEG.
It's not AEG.
It's Cryptozoic.
Sorry.
That's Cryptozoic.
Cryptozoic. Was this the first one they made with the
With that
engine?
system?
The punch, the kick.
Yeah, the punch.
Yeah,
kick,
I think
exactly.
so. I think this was the first one. The DC one was the
Very
first one.
first one, DC one.
Yeah.
There you go. It's the basis of almost everything that got followed after.
Yeah, it's
Because
the
it actually is a
Cerberus
hit.
system.
I'll do that on Christmas.
Plot
I'll ruin
twist!
your night, brother. Plot twist.
That
Sheriff. Sheriff is a space
good
game,
game,
where
though.
you can roll dice. No, you don't.
Space
So
Sheriff.
yeah,
Brave Star yun, Brave Star.
Braves. Strength of the bear. Okay. So
Sorry,
I mean,
kids.
what's nothing? What hasn't been said about the DC deck building? It's like again the basic deck building, and it still holds up today. I mean, the newest expansion, and now is the Joker that laughs. Correct? I mean, I think so.
No,
Aside
the
from-
Batman who
The
laughs.
Batman that laughs. Sorry, the Batman that laughs, and then the individual duos, the individual packets and expansions. I actually collected all the way just until the third expansion.
You have the
only, big
Titans?
one.
Yeah, the Titans.
That's the last one I wanted to get.
Oh.
And then other
Nice,
games
nice.
came in. So, but the whole point is that it brought me and the wife so much memories. So
Yeah,
much
me too. Me and my wife
busy,
too.
busy nights. We got with understanding how deck building works. She understood why I loved Magic the Gathering. The fact that again you build your own deck and it's yours during the game. Like, yeah, mine is better than yours. Mine is much bigger than yours. Then heck, why not? And the fact that it can play for 2 players and the other mechanics of the expansions gives it a lot more flavor than just basic
Yep.
deck building. So there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
No
really good about
in-depth reasons for me regarding the DC
Yeah.
deck building. It's
What's
just
really
the
good
basic deck
about
building.
DC deck building, unlike, for example, Ascension
Mhm.
or Shards of Infinity or even Star Realms, the
Yeah.
theme of DC deck building, because of the setting, it's in the DC, people know it, it's Batman, it's Superman, it's very approachable. So it's
Yeah.
easier to get people to try that game than hey, here's Ascension. And this is actually the modern version of Dominion. Even Dominion is harder to get people to the table. It's like, what's that?
That's actually true. Yeah.
And
We're a village.
the obstacle of the art is like, oh, that's ugly art.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
getting people in. So with DC, because of
Yeah.
and
Familiarity
it's the
of
more
people.
approachable framework. Legendary is good, but sometimes just the setup of Legendary is also very like.
takes forever.
Oh my god.
Hold on. So
Actually,
Let's
Good
play
part.
Legendary. Wait, I'll set it up for an hour.
in comparison to Legendary, it's hard to explain like who are we in Legendary? We're everybody, right? And like you're a shield agent, diba? Unlike DC deck building, you are Superman, you are Batman, you are
Yep.
Aquaman. Aquaman. But
Hey, in fairness, Aquaman's actually good in that game. Equipment based,
Yeah,
but
oh,
it's
yeah.
actually good.
Yeah.
That's Batman. Batman's equipment.
No, he also triggers from equipment, if I'm not mistaken.
He adds power. Parang ganun, he gets something for free. I forgot.
He
Anyways,
can call animals.
Yeah, he can call animals
Using
As
with his mind. I can call equipment. Come here, Belt.
Using sonar. Using sonar.
This
Again,
was the game where Rugine first got mad at me. There was this big tower of the deck itself, and then she was calculating everything down to the last power. And then I was asking her, "How did you do that? Why are you doing that?" She got frustrated. She threw all the cards, and she saw that the tower did not fall down. Got back into the table, and she just threw the tower. And said, "Oh my God."
I'm not done yet.
And I was in such disbelief. Me and my brother were like, "Is this really happening? She's really angry." But hey, she also appreciated deck
Hindi ka ba
building.
naman yung computation mo? Diba? Nalala ko ba
Oo,
parang
hindi
ganun
naman.
eh.
She was adding everything up. So it's if I do this, then I get that, and then do this and do that. Why are you doing that? Wait, and then I do. I don't like it.
One thing I like about the DC deck building is that it actually taught non-players how combos work and how
Right.
synergy, how cards power
correct.
synergies work actually, which gives them an idea like, oh, okay, if I got this, I could have used this that I got 2 turns ago to work better.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of how if it comes out in my next, I don't know. And when it comes out, they're like, ha ha ha, I got it, and I'm like, you
Okay.
got what? Okay. And then when it comes out, you're like, oh.
Oh, that's why.
Diba?
Hey, but-
There's
but,
so
you know,
many essential card gaming
Great game.
basics.
Yeah.
Good game, good game.
Good
Alvin,
Okay. For my number 3, I just stumbled upon this on Kickstarter, and I was really captivated by its setting. It's another kind of, it is a civilization game set in
There's a
space.
trend here.
Civilization with us in space.
Yes,
Train. Also train.
but
You forgot train, Alvin.
there are no trains, unfortunately. But yeah, the setting really, it was so unique, and even the mechanics, well, at least parts of, or some of the mechanics of the game were really unique to me. It is Sol, Last Days of a
Ooh.
Star.
nice.
Ooh.
The fact that you
I hate this
are
game.
all working together, but at the same time you just want to, your civilization, you want it to survive by escaping the last
Right.
days of the star.
Right.
You know that this, whenever you pull more power from the sun, it escalates, that the sun
Yes.
will eventually blow up, and
With
then
the flare, right?
yeah, with the flare, it's really interesting how like you could see it as a race, but at the same time, even the game would say that there's no telling that the civilization, even if you were first, there's no telling if you actually survive. It was so science fiction. It was so the components are nice as well.
Yes,
You have this
yes,
big
yes.
sun
The
board.
scissor ship. Right.
Yeah, yes, the scissor ship. It was it's really good. I'm really proud owning a copy of it. I haven't seen someone who owns it as here, but
I have to say why I hate this game. I hate this game because it's really a good game. It's such a, no, it's
Huh?
that game where it's so frustrating that you're really pissed off because you know you can do so much and you know that this game has good mechanics and everything else and you just can't quite figure it out. My frustration with this game, I love the mechanics of it, how it works. I understand how it goes. I get frustrated that the ship goes around. That damn ship goes around. And you're getting delayed with your actions. It's like, damn it, if you just stop and I can go through this route and everything else goes forward. I cannot figure out when to deploy those stupid drones just so I could get to the sun. Because every time I'm about to deploy it, Warp gate passed.
Your
God
turn
damn it.
ends.
Now I have to wait for the nearest warp gate, or I have to make my own. And by the time I deployed my own warp gate, I'm past it already. I'm gonna use it. But it's so sad that they cannot get this on retail. A lot of people might
Yeah.
actually like this game, but it's just one print run. And if you guys can get a
Yeah.
copy of this one, if you see it floating around somewhere and just no one's buying, it's a really good game. The art is nice. It's actually minimalistic if you think about it, because
Yeah.
the designs of the cards are minimalist. But the box is solar flare, dark solar flare, black solar flare, if I can remember
Solar
correctly.
eclipse type. Yeah.
But the game, you should play this too. Kyo, you'll understand that frustration on how to, do I deploy now? Do I build? Do I deploy now? Do I go all forward and activate? Because if I activate this, everybody benefits. I don't like that. I'm just
Well, you're
It's
just
like Machikoro.
if I press this button, everybody benefits. Why?
I don't
the
want
trick
them
is that
to.
you make your buildings appealing to the others, so that when they use it, you get to leech off with your energy as well, and
Hate
then
this
you'll just
game.
The way
hate
Alvin
this
describes
game.
his games are just so like it's also organic, even though they're about
It
space
is.
and spaceships. Like, wow, look at that.
It is
Ooh.
good. This game is really good. Hopefully other people will also get to experience this. You should bring
A
this more
lot of
often and
things.
just set it up and teach people.
Yeah. What's that? Sit down. No,
yeah.
Good choice.
It's 2.5
I hope.
hours though. It has to have.
Oof.
No,
certain-
really. We could play an hour and a half. With a teach, somewhere around 2, fine. But an hour
Yeah.
and a half or less, you can pull it off. But hey, great game, Sol.
Yeah.
Last Days of the Sun, right? Of a Sun, something like
Last
that.
Days of a Star. Yes.
of a Star.
Of a star.
There you go. That's
Ah,
why
Alright.
you're mining it until it explodes. It caves in. That's what you're
Yeah.
doing.
If you want the game to
It'll-
finish over,
it'll-
harvest
it'll-
the sun. Throw your drones inside the sun.
All right, good choice. My number 3 is a game that's somehow related to space, but not really, because it's in 1920s. But it's related in space, and it has to show up somewhere. It's bound to show up somewhere. But my number 3 is a card game. It's a living card game. One of the
Oh.
iterations of this theme. It's a living card game, and it's also Ron's fault, because I was trying to stay away from this one, but Ron continued to tell me, "No, you should try this." No, you have to understand. I came from card flopping background, right? That's me. I like
Yeah.
play cards, do this, do that, everything else. So I know. That's why I'm trying to stay away from Magic again, and you guys are so evil. Because I know when I start playing
Us?
cards again,
Us?
I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop until you get the cards that you need. You build a deck that you're really happy with. So I had to stop. And living card games actually gives you that cure. Build this deck, it will fit whatever scenario you're gonna go through. You just have to tweak it every time, right? So my number 3 of all time is Arkham Horror Lcg. So Cthulhu should show up somewhere in my list, and this is where he'll show up. I think there's no more
There he
Cthulhu,
is.
or we'll see.
There he is.
But the LCG and the how it captures the story and giving you roles. There are 5 roles basically, and you have to pick your play style. 5 roles are basically the play style that you actually play. When how you want to play, you want to be aggressive, you want to be fast with clues, you want to take it control, you want to survive, whatever style you play, you can find it there. And I like the idea that every time you finish a story, a scenario, you get experience points that you use to buy cards that you upgrade your cards with, or you buy new cards for that character. And I had to stop. I stopped at the Dream Cycle, if I'm not mistaken, the purple one, the 5th big expansion, where they're all in the hoodies, and there's
Mhm.
someone forgotten cycle. I forgot what it's called, and then they reset it. So I was like, "All right, that's my cue. I'm done. I
Perfect.
had my
Yeah.
fun."
No,
Ro-
and perfect because you now have a finite set. You don't have to
right,
keep
that's it.
chasing it anymore.
But you know, the new heroes, the new characters, they're also so good. And right now there are cards that because basically if you have a purple deck or a yellow deck, most of the cards that you're gonna get are either from the yellow or the neutral ones. Now you
Mhm.
can merge colors. There are colors that you can merge and get.
Oh, interesting.
And, and one thing I like with Arkham Horror LCG is how it tells a story in 2 sentences. If you read the flavor text, oh, that's so thematic. That's really what's happening right now. You're in a room, and then suddenly this appears, and and that comes out there, and then
Yeah.
this happens. I'm like, oh, come on, we're gonna beat this. We have to find this and kill this and beat this. So, hey, others will have the fantasy trip with Lord of the Rings, and they're also reprinting it and finding new ways to reinvent that LCG. But for me, I think the best one among the bunch, even among Marvel, they were saying that it's the
Yeah.
best
Marvel
one, the
Champions.
Marvel Champions. Nah, I think Arkham Horror still holds that tight. That's for me, but I've seen how the three plays. LOTR is too slow for me. Marvel Champions is too parang kalat for me, but or maybe it's my bias that it's a Cthulhu game, but Arkham Horror has that
Marvel.
Yeah.
streamline,
Arkham
has that
feels
abilities.
like you're playing L5R and
Right.
like a classic sort of
Classic
action
card game.
trigger
That's where
card
it came
game.
from, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, hey,
So,
and
yeah.
you take care of your character. You have
Yeah.
one whole cycle. I think 5, or if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 scenarios. You take care of him, and he has to go through all those scenarios. And what a joy if he survives all those 6. It's like,
And
yeah,
even for the ones where you don't survive.
right.
I
There was
don't,
this.
again, people have played this already, and the ones who are listening, there's not a lot of you. So I just want to share. There was this scenario where, um,
Ooh, this is spoiler territory.
yeah, it's a bit of a spoiler, but basically the place is flooding, and the
Mhm.
way they did that was they used the insanity token to sort of mark how the place is flooding. And um, the story, because we didn't make it, we didn't make. Oh, the other player did not make it. I did,
Mhm.
but the story that we were able to tell in the end was
Right.
when you finally
Right.
read and what happened, and you go, oh, like you're now talking and telling, hey, this is what happened. There's this massive,
Right.
you know,
Right.
squids and we're flood, and they're now like looking at you crazy because you're now under investigation because you have your sort of teammate that has died, and you're there alone
You're
trying
the
to
only
make an
survivor.
excuse, and you now add this new trauma into your deck, and you're going, yeah, that's exactly what it is. I will now
We
cherish this trauma because this reminds me of a comrade.
me, my family had this one scenario that was really memorable to us, and it was the Runaway Train. That scenario, that was really good. What happens was that the train was getting sucked into the void, and you're
Yeah,
hopping carts. You're hopping the train so that you can go
the
to the
the
front.
trains
So
are
that,
sort of like flying up.
and it, and the ending, because
Crazy.
every time there's an ending, either none survives, one survives, or everybody succeeds. Usually that's
Yeah.
what the ending that you're gonna choose, right? So if one survives, you read that one. And the way that the story was told, we were on the last train, the last part of the train, trying to not get sucked in, but there's an enemy there, and then something happens, and then never mind. But the ending of the story was like, ooh, that was so awesome. Oh,
Yep.
we get to do that. That was so amazing. It's like when every hope was gone, and then suddenly the story gives you this small glimmer of hope, like every Cthulhu story does, and then just immediately kills it. But hey, the story that makes you remember, like, and up to now, they still remember that because we were reenacting it. It's like we were playing on a table, and you're getting stuck, and you're like holding on the edge of the table, and your feet are going up. It's like, no, stay here. Like,
Yep.
hey,
What's
number
older,
three.
Net Runner or the
Netrunner.
Netrunner.
Net Runner?
Netrunner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Netrunner,
Because-
they discontinued. Because
Right.
Yeah.
they returned the license back to Wizard.
Mm,
And hey, we have a tie with Sim, Dune Imperium for his number 3.
Nice.
That's higher.
continue.
Number 2.
Oh, memories. All right, number 2.
Number 2.
DOS.
My
Almost
number
of the
2
best.
Best of the best.
is, for me, my favorite sort of business simulation Euro. As soon as I got to play it, I was just really impressed how simple the framework is. Yet it was able to simulate that market really well, and that is Power Grid. So
Oh,
Power Grid.
Power
still
Grid.
showing up after all these years.
Yeah, yeah. And I kid you not, if you are able to pull off new gamers, like people who have not played any board game, and you were able to make them sit through Power Grid, they are gonna be gamers after, because the system is just so impressive and it's so simple. You have these resource crap, and you would be buying resource to power up your power plant. But as if you have the smaller corporation, meaning you have lesser technologies, you have the sort of crappier power plants, you're actually first to buy in the market. So you're buying these things cheap. But as you buy them, their prices automatically go up. And this is a board game that's able to simulate supply and demand. And so now, the big corporations that were able to invest, they're forced to work with whatever is left in the market, because everybody else was already able to capture sort of the best prices. But of course, if they have the correct technology, they can still maximize that. So you have this big push and pull. And what I am always telling people when you play this game, number 1, it is okay to use a calculator. Number 2,
that's scary.
The fact you're using something.
number 2, if you
Keep
think they're
score.
thinking, they're not. They're just adding things.
I think they're thinking they're not.
And plus 13 kasi dito. And then, but yeah, such a good game. You just bid for power plants, get the resources, build your plants, power it up, you get the money, comes back, and it even has diminishing returns. So as you peak with now powering 14, 15 power plants, your income is actually diminishing because your power lines are very far. So it's able to simulate this. And Friedman Fries is such an impressive designer that he even said, don't be afraid to, as a designer, to add complexity back in. It's like, wow, because normally as a designer, you're going like, I want to remove all the nuance. I want to be very streamlined, and it is very streamlined. But in order for it to become a full game again, so once you have a good framework, you can now start adding complexity. And that's how he arrived with Power Grid. So,
And
love that game.
Jonas Carrion agrees with you.
Yes,
Caveat:
and Sim
don't
too.
play with a table full of accountants. The game lasts 2 hours longer.
I have a tip for players for full table, 6 players. The way to do it, you need sort of coaches running one side. Here's the reason why. I was able to play a 6-player game of this in under an hour. But that was because everybody exactly knew how to keep the auction going, all of the resource and the calculation of the movement. Somebody's doing the budgeting. So because the store was still saying, you guys want to play Power Grid? We only have an hour left. Okay, let's do it. We're teaching you guys. We're running it. Let's go. And yeah, so Power Grid.
And there you go.
Power Grid.
So good.
Wow.
Cool.
Where pa grid?
I have yet to play Power Grid.
That's number 2, right? That's number 2.
Right,
Number
number
two.
2.
Number 2. Number dos. It's a scary
Number
game
two.
for me. It's a monster game. It's called Sheriff of Nothing. No, just kidding. No, heck no. So I'm sorry. Gotcha, Nick. Anyways, seriously, my number 2.
Is sharing of Nottingham.
It is actually
It's
scary
scary.
about nothing.
It's a game where the creators utilizes the board in so many ways, using cards, using the board itself, using the tokens, anything and everything was used. And for every scenario, it actually changes how you actually play the story. Even though the story is more or less linear, but the way they present it for every scenario is so different. It got to me. It gave me the chills really on during the first few gameplays. And it's one of the most elegant board game design I've ever seen. And that
Mhm.
is time stories.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Time stories. Nighttime stories is a role playing game, more legacy because once you play it, you already know what to do
Yeah.
anyway. But the whole point of it is that it's a white board game. White.
I spelled
All
it
white.
right?
Yes, time stories, correct. Yes, and the board is so elegant. It's only grids for cards. Your tokens are actually white cylinders with each individual colors on top, just to show who's who. But that's it. And the tokens are there are a lot of tokens. There's combat tokens. There's money tokens, or actually those tokens are not exactly specific because they can be anything.
Yeah.
Those tokens can be used as anything throughout the entire campaign. When I say campaign, you may talk about only a single story, or you can talk about the whole underlying story from the first till the last expansion.
I think there's 10 expansions, if I'm not mistaken.
There are, let me count.
10, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 scenarios, which makes it 8 expansions. Yes, the
Okay.
base game only comes with only 1 scenario, but it teaches you more or less how the game works. It's a big tutorial, and yet it uses the most obvious way of the story. You flip this card, all right, you fight this guy, no problem. The thing is, the way they actually make it is gives you that exit feel, that
It's a very Assassin's Creed. You know, you go back in
You
time.
go back in
back in time. Yeah,
Right.
you actually
It's
different
not
time,
going back in
yeah.
time. It's you're going into
Jumping,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jumping into time, different
I
eras.
haven't
and
played it.
You're embodying anybody. For the old people, if you guys remember Quantum Leap,
Yeah, never mind. I don't know that.
That's
I
exactly
can't say
how the
that I
game
don't
works.
know that.
I have another one, Theo. Stargate.
Stargate,
I don't know that
yes.
too.
Yeah, no. But the whole point of it is that the writers here's a nice thing. Every scenario is written and drawn by different people. Yes, there's
Yeah, the
collaboration
tone. The tone is getting set by that
with
one.
the developers of the game itself. But of course, the writers, the mystery, the story for each scenario is so good.
Yep.
One scenario, you're in asylum. Next thing you know, another scenario, you're actually using cards on the upper grid as a map. And you thought that only one side would be a map. Yan pala, the whole thing is a map. Like, whoa, why is there a big map in front of me? Ganon. The puzzles, the choices,
The Easter egg.
the interaction, the fact that you cannot tell, you cannot show the cards. Let's say you're in one area and your friend is in another area, you can only describe to him what you're seeing. But the fact that you're describing something to him, he'll be like, what are you looking at? And then he has to waste an action just to go to that area to see what you're looking at. Like, oh, I see a lion with wings. Like, no, what? We're in a hospital. What are you talking about? That's what I see. Siyempre, you're intrigued, diba? Yun nga. And yun nga, it's
I
co-op.
remember a special moment when I taught this to my family. And so we were exploring. And so my wife took her turn, looked at the card, and immediately just slammed it back.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, dude.
it literally surprised her. Like, jump scare,
Like, whoa.
surprise in, movies. And this is a physical game. So just
Yes.
being able to do that, build up a story as you guys are playing and you're sort of getting the story together and then have those moments where you're just, really surprised of what you just saw. Yeah, impressive. Agree.
Kami,
Cool.
at one point, me and my friends were standing up and trying to figure out a puzzle. Took about 15 minutes. Like, if you combine this and this and this, and what items do you have? That. It creates a sentence, and we're like, no, it says to do what? And you're like, no
Are you
way. Quick,
serious?
get it. And then, there it is,
Run
boys.
back, run back,
Run back, go back, let's go back.
Run back,
And
run back.
the fun part about it, it's not time stories if there wasn't any time limit. There's a time limit that you guys have to be doing, finishing certain scenarios before the time runs out. Although the time will always repeat itself, the thing is, like any good legacy or roguelike, you actually earn things that will help you move faster in the game as the time repeats itself.
Yeah.
That's what
Right.
that's what I like about
That's
it.
true.
So,
It
time
is a
story.
very low roguelike board game. And
Yes.
they even called it the cartridge board
Right.
game.
Yeah.
Because
The,
Yes,
the
in
yes,
essence, each of the
episodes, right?
expansion act like a cartridge that you load into that system, which is an analog board game. You run it there, and you're now able to navigate a whole new world just because you loaded up a new deck.
Yes, that's true. And oh man, the variety for every scenario is so beautifully thought of. It's not just
Yes.
something well, maybe the last
So
scenario
have you-
was
have
a
you
bit slapped
finished?
on.
Have you finished all of it? No.
You know why?
Okay.
Because I couldn't find. I mean, my original group kind of stopped, and I wanted to know. Oh, here's one. Here's one more thing. Even though you finished the first scenario, we were all shocked to find out that there was still something, and I'll spoil it a little bit, underneath the entire board game, in the box. You're like, there's a what in the box? And then we're like, open the box. Biglang, there is something there.
Now,
That's it.
okay,
Tapos
yeah.
na. But that's only a extra thing. But I won't tell you about stories.
Yeah.
There you go.
Number 2, time stories. Cool.
Time
Alvin.
stories. Okay, so for my number 2, I'm going off on a tangent after Tigris and Euphrates, Tapestry, and then Sol. And this game, I really want to play it always, and it's like out of all the racing games that I played, it was where I just feel the speed, and it's Flamme Rouge, the Tour de France game, or the cycling game.
Bicycling.
Is that correct?
Bicycling.
Did I spell it right?
Flamme Rouge. Yes.
Very
So I've tried Formula D. I've tried, though there are some racing games like
Downforce.
Automobiles, which I also love, Downforce as well. But I really feel that I'm bashing shoulders with the other guys when you're playing Flamme Rouge. Yeah, it's like, and then you
Dude, camel up.
feel the climb, and then when you go downhill, you just play a low card, but because it's downhill, you still move fast. And the fact that it just plays simultaneously, wherein you don't really count, and then
No
you don't let
downtime.
with the dice to roll for you, or what's you have the decisions on your card, and then you really feel the mechanics of those kind of races wherein it's hard to get away from a pack. The fatigue mechanic
Mhm. It
is
simulates
so
it
good.
well.
Simulates it well, and it's it's one of those or maybe it may downforce as well, but it's those racing games that you really feel the actions of one another really impact you.
and that you really have to weave through this through the bikers, and that you know, and patiently wait, patiently wait for the right time to sprint and leave the pack, and then eventually win. Or maybe you'll get tired at the end, then that you'll run out
You
short.
burn out.
So
You burn out. Right.
you burn out, yes. So just a simple game, very easy to teach, but you really could see how the people are calculating where they're going to place their two bikers. So for such a simple game, I think that yeah, I want to introduce it to a lot more people. It's yeah. So it's that number two, Flam Rouge.
Flam Rouge.
Yes.
Na-imagine ko lang yung bata ko pagka, kailangan mo nang ihataw yung galaw na nung...
Oo, yung ganun.
Ako, imagine ko yung
Yung
Alam mo,
tatayo ka ng
bumibilis ka
konti,
pag...
tatayo ka ng
Alam
konti.
mo,
Tapos medyo ibubuka mo, tapos talagang gano'n yung...
gumagano, no? Gumagano, no?
Kasi ano siya eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Imagine ko yung cycling shorts eh, tsaka yung sakit eh. Like, ay, ang sakit! The rash. Anyways.
Yeah.
Alright, Denmark.
Denmark.
Okay, now we come to the last two. All right,
Yes.
mine will go back to worker placement, which is one of my
Mhm.
if not my favorite
Please?
mechanic. And I'm so happy because yes, it is way better than terraforming Mars, and people have proven me to be correct. So number two is us playing a game while we're making wine, and that's viticulture, right? So
Viticulture. Yes.
Fair enough.
first time I played this, I was like, oh, bad art. Not really that good. Boring art. I forgot to introduce this game to me. But as soon as I played it, the concept of you simulating actually making wine, planting it, harvesting it,
Brushing it with your feet.
crushing it, putting it in a cellar, combining them just so you can fulfill orders. Hey, you're playing this and it really is that good. And I taught this to recently. I taught this to new people from Bacon, and they heard so much about it. They heard, why is it so nice? Why is it one of the best worker placements ever? Oh, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll bring it. Let's play it. So same thing that they were complaining about. Well, one of them was not into that old art, but some of them don't matter. But the idea of you trying to balance all your workers. You have two,
Yes.
three to begin with. One bully worker or the El Grande worker. Trying to balance it between two seasons, because I only have the base game, between summer and winter. You just have to balance it. What are you gonna do on summer? What are you gonna do on winter? How many people will go on summer? How many people will go on winter? And you're trying to figure out your moves like, okay, I have to do this now, and then next turn do that. And the next round do this so that I have all of these people. Plus the mechanic of waking up early, or who's
Yes.
gonna take the action early. That's actually crucial towards the mid to late game. Do you get to act first because those $1
Yes.
discounts,
Everyone
1 lira
wants to
discounts
cover, yeah.
are important. That final order is important. That final worker is important. But you're gonna if you wake up late, you get another worker, but you're gonna be missing out on areas, and that's gonna be difficult for you. You wake up early, you're the first one to act. You get to do whatever you want with the added bonus, but you're practically not having any other bonuses from that track.
The
So
bottom, yeah.
plus you have to budget all your money, because you also have to build structure so that you can build grapes and do this and do that. So and it only gets better if you get the expansion of Tuscany, where it gives you another
Yes.
way to score points. The other expansion, the Moors Visitor, and another expansion, so that your visitors can keep fresh, because at some point when you get to play the
Yeah.
game, you're digging through those people, you're trying to get those characters.
The powerful cards, yeah.
So you're trying to dig to those, and getting those expansions will actually open up the game even more. So my number two, worker placement. I think it's one of the best worker placements out there, and give it a try. Viticulture.
I love in that game that when someone says that they will pass all throughout summer because all of their actions were going to be in
Right.
winter. Oh, it's on. That means they
Because
plan to fulfill a lot of orders. They plan to do
I think
a lot.
I think that's where the tension of the game is. You trying to figure out what you're gonna do on the first half of the board, or the second half of the board. That's the
Yeah.
crucial part of the game. Learning to manage that one. Cause Ace was saying, I don't understand the hype. Yeah, me too. I really did not understand the hype. But once you get to play it once, play it twice, you
Not
wait.
like the art.
That's a disclaimer. Ron has problems with Stone Meyer games most of the time. The way Jamie designs his games.
I go for the dice one.
Which one?
Euphoria.
Euphoria? Oh,
I like.
but the earlier
I like
design,
that
right?
one too.
So,
No, I
if
think somebody needs to teach me viticulture better because my experience in
Better.
playing viticulture
that also has a factor in the game, because
Yeah.
if you really
Yeah,
have
you don't
no idea
understand,
how it
which
goes,
is what happened to me. I practically don't understand why I'm not able to do anything on summer. Why everybody's able
Uh,
to, like, zero. Like, I actually really did not
Right.
understand.
I
I
think
understood the concept. I like the whole idea, but I hated the experience just because
right.
I didn't get to understand how the rest of the systems work.
So, let's give it another try. Maybe we could play. Alvin knows how to play. I know how to play. I've explained it like a million times
I
already.
don't like the
also,
art.
we can switch the art. Loki
Make it
is
So
in
make
the
a white version.
Loki is in the game.
Version. Now, the elegance of white.
No, but yeah, you mentioned elegance. The game is really elegant. It's really simple,
Yes.
streamlined,
just
really good.
One day,
Looks
you can
like
teach me, no
white.
problem. No teach
Yeah,
me,
That's
no.
my.
Excited,
But that's
excited.
Euro,
But
Kyo.
I agree.
I'll try. I'll suck it up once in a while.
I have brew crafters in my collection precisely because I love beer and I also love wine. So I really wanted to like viticulture.
Mm.
That's the thing. Theme wise, the idea alone, I was really enamored. I just didn't understand the system. So maybe Mark, it's the same thing with you. So we gotta try it again. All right.
Yes.
Sims number 2 is Feast for Odin. Another worker placement. One of the
And we-
ultimate worker placements
And
out
we,
there.
Yeah. Awesome.
that's the worker placement where
Everything
you
is
don't know
open.
where to go.
There's like
There's a million
160
places
slots
that you can
that you can go.
Yeah.
So, there you go. And finally,
Number.
My number
best
one.
of the best tests.
Yes.
All right.
Best
My
of
number
the
one.
best.
And
I know
for the
that
ones
is.
who has been following me for so long in is actually missing one title in my list. Like, hey Ron, where's that game that you've always
Yeah,
been
where's
talking
that
about,
game?
but nobody wants to play with you? So that's
Damn
the
it!
reason why I actually dropped that off the list.
Oh crap! Now I have to type
Oh,
it again.
wow.
Because I love that game, but nobody else wants to play it. I'm like, okay,
It's long.
no, it's not long. It's just that there are so many things that you
Oh,
could
I
do.
still want to play this. Is it this
We
one?
will. No. So anyway, the game that my number one is actually has always been my number one ever since I got to try it. I was, as a competitive gamer, as I mentioned, TCG, tactical gaming. This one was the one that was able to really show me. Okay, it's almost chess like. You play this game one on one. It is practically chess with Egyptian units. And
Yaha!
the game, of course, is Kemet.
There you go. That's my number 2 with Ron.
Moment of
So,
silence.
Yes, so,
Moment of silence.
Okay.
I know, guys. So this is why they're saying a moment of silence. Somebody borrowed my copy, and I got it back, placed it in the back of the pickup, and forgot that it was there. So it has been drenched in soaked in rainwater. So I will be replacing that.
Condolences.
Or
Condolences.
I
Will you
it
replace
has
it with blood and sand?
no
No.
Oh.
no no. I will be getting the original copy.
So,
Mainly because they changed the unit sizes, so I can't use
Oh.
the minis that I've painted. But
Oh, okay.
I had a good artist paint my copy. So it's done really well. I don't want to throw that away. Um, Plus,
Oh yeah.
I'm happy with the old system too. So that's how good this game is. That it's really surviving fine, and even with the new one, it's able to, bring in new players. But I think the precision of the old one is still, it still can compete with today's standard. So Kemet, we've already said a lot about it, but what I really like about it as a competitive gamer, every move you make, your opponent can see it and they can react to it and they can now build a reaction to that. Now, same thing with you. So you're now playing this sort of chess planning thing where, okay, are they trying to build an economic thing? How can I work around that? Can I put a threat on the temple area? If they're rushing on their technology, they probably won't be able to do this. Oh, okay, so they're going on defense. How do I penetrate that? Maybe I can, if they're going for temples, maybe I can start hunting down their pyramids themselves and lock down their
base.
access to
Right.
their base, their access to the level 4. So there's so many things you can do. Plus the minis are so cool, and just so they went for animal spirits. Okay, I'm just gonna buy the snake, and it's gonna nullify all of
Cancel
the
out
powers.
everyone.
Yeah,
Cancel out everyone's power. But all of your guys are extra buff because you had that extra hit, and now you have the advantage. There's so many
That's
solutions
gore.
for everything that is there in the game. There's so many solutions around it, and that's what I really love about it. And I haven't tried as many combinations I would want to try because there's not enough time to play.
It's not yet finished, right?
Yeah, so many things to try. So Kemet, if you haven't tried it, if you want to learn it, by all means, do join us. We have our regular game nights, and
Yes.
would love to teach you guys how to play.
Woo, Kemet.
Cool. Kemet,
Damn
okay,
it.
Iyo.
Okay,
God
so
damn
again,
it.
it's a monster game. No, just kidding. No, it's okay.
Called Sheriff of Nottingham.
King of Tokyo.
King of Tokyo. Come on, do I really have to
It
say
has
what
to
the
be
number one is?
that game, right?
I brought it to Bacon, never brought
Okay.
it out.
Okay, I
It
got you.
filled up the biggest bag I had. It's the biggest board game I ever seen. It covers at least more than half of a ping pong table. And that is, and I'll repeat myself as I always have been, Talisman with all the expansions, because the base game sucks without the expansion. And the fact that my love for the Talisman game was rekindled, ganda, no? Was rekindled because of the fact that my other friends discovered the digital version of it, and then they gave me a copy for free, and I'm like, okay, sure. And then the sale came out, and then I bought all the expansions, and then when I played it with them for at least 3 hours a night, I realized
A night.
a night.
So this is
we've been
multiple nights.
it's at least 4 nights now. And oh man, the fact that we can actually create a story by
Mhm.
adding the expansions bit by bit. So okay, this guy won the first night. All right, so I tell them, okay, in this story we killed we found the crown. It produced madness. It released the Ice Queen. All right, next game, the next night, the Ice Queen expansion comes out with new heroes, new cards, new everything. And then
Mhm.
no one won the game because we all lost. That means okay,
Mhm.
so a whole new story that no one won. Therefore, the spirits came out, and then we have a new again, so forth and so on until the very end. We plan to play this until the very end of Talisman, where
Mhm.
actually the entire board is replaced by something called the Cataclysm, and
Oh,
everything's
okay.
destroyed, and it's a whole destroyed board game. It's a whole new board, but but it still plays well with the expansions, and it gives us a non so far limited and yet still a good variety of what to
Mhm.
expect. Like the big expansions in the corners actually doesn't really need you to go to the middle. Kill the big boss at the end of the mini map. You win the game. Boom. That's it. Like, hey, okay, so everyone's now going to the mini board with the whole with its own deck, and you're like, oh, I haven't seen this weapon before. I haven't seen this
Mhm.
one yet. Wow, ganun. And then the fact that every character there are 50 plus
Yeah,
characters to
yeah. There's
choose
so
from.
many.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's
I,
so
I
and
have
they,
awesome.
I have the on
diba?
my phone.
Imagine.
So
The ninja. The ninja. Oh, there's a kung fu guy. Oh, look,
Mhm.
there's a barmaid. Yeah, the barmaid is fun to play with because she gives everybody drinks every time you meet each other. And but the player who she lands on is forced to give her a coin. I'm
Oh,
giving you a
nice.
money.
Dapat ba?
And
Yeah.
then, bayad. Kailangan may bayad yan. Ang labas, the fact again that the variety of the characters, the boards, the expansion, the storyline that you can actually make up is so vast. It'll keep you at least 6 months worth of
That's
you know,
good.
storyline and being busy. Again, the digital version is at least 3 hours long. Imagine what the physical version.
And
So,
they have a Batman and Kingdom Hearts version of this one already.
yes, there are spin-offs.
and
Batman,
Warhammer.
Nice.
Warhammer
They do?
Horus,
was
Horus
was
Oh.
pulled
Heresy.
out.
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah,
There's so
Horus Heresy.
many. So Talisman, fourth edition, the board game, near and dear to my heart, will
Yeah.
always be the number one.
Actually, Talisman, I just don't have a copy. But if it's one of those, as an advocate, if I ask the newbie, hey, what game have you played? What game you like? Before?
Monopoly.
We like Monopoly. I have something better for you. This will blow your mind because
Exactly.
it's super simple to get started. Oh, this is your character. Roll the dice. Count. Where do you go, left or right? Oh, I can decide. Okay, cool.
Yes, I can decide. It's not black white.
Right? It's not just one way. I can decide. Why do you? Well, it depends. If you land here, you're gonna go draw a forest card, or if you're gonna land here, this you get to roll this. Oh, and it's just constant discovery, and you don't have to learn all of the mechanics. They just can learn as they go.
Yeah.
Perfect for newbies. And
If you can
so-
read, you can play the game.
Yep.
You can
And
read
no
the
two games are
game.
ever alike.
No. Yeah.
Cool. I have yet to try this, but I wouldn't play
Talisman.
3 hours for roll and move.
I can give you a copy if you want on your Mac.
Cool.
I have it.
Cool, cool, cool,
I
cool,
play
cool,
it on my phone. I play it on my phone because
It's crossplay to your
Yes.
phone.
it's true. That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
Nice. Cool. All right. Finally for Alvin.
Yes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. So it's Scythe.
Oh,
I'm gonna
wait,
guess.
wait. What?
Oh, really? I did not know that.
No. Seriously?
It's just good memories from the first time that it arrived on the box. It was my first time using LBC shipping cart. I was so tired from work, and then it just arrived at my room. It was dark and
Like
It just-
Christmas.
like Christmas, definitely. And all of the games that I have played, there were just these mini stories that was popping up. Of course, everything looks beautiful. The
It is.
art, the theme as well. The fact that there is just what do you call that? That hint of conflict. It has a lot of controversy as well. So, and I'm
What's
just I
controversy?
The metal coins. The metal coins.
Within the group and then outside the group as well. But
They're just
love
haters.
love it or hate it, it's really just a good game for me,
Hmm.
and really really proud of owning all of it, and all of its expansions,
All of it.
and the wedding gift as well.
Yes, yes,
How
that's
could
the
you
kicker.
forget?
how I could never forget.
You
So
shouldn't.
it's really not about. I mean, the fact that I got exposed to it, or that it really just goes like my love for the game, and that it's it's one of those things that if I were ever to have like grandkids, or maybe if I were to travel back in time and be a kid, this would be a game that I would be so excited to find on the basement, just because of how it plays, how it looks. So,
Right.
Yeah, agree,
Excited.
agree.
Iyak na yan. Iyak na yan. Oh, I love
All the
game.
memories.
all the
All
memories.
the memories.
I for the longest time, everybody knew I it's so difficult to play side, but the system is so impressive. All of the little switches that you move, every time you pull on one switch, it actually changes another part. It modifies another part of your game, and it's constantly doing this. So like, guys, I need to learn this. So literally, I had a call with Alvin and go like, okay, I'm playing a game right now. This is just a computer. What are you doing? What am I looking at? What am I thinking? How should I analyze this? I had them coach me just so that I can enjoy the game and sort of get through that barrier of
Should
that
have
circular
done that
loop.
with Viticulture.
I
Did you
know.
win?
I'm gonna
Did
do
you win
that
that
now
game?
for Viticulture.
Did you win that game, Ron? When you
Yes, I did.
after-
I can win.
Ago-
I can win games now with Sight.
Hey!
So yeah, I cannot win with
Effective.
players because our people, especially in our group, the ones who love Sight are so good at it. I remember playing in BGC and we were playing Sight. They're about
Oh, yeah.
can we do bit Sight? Okay. So I'm like, so I move and then Dwayne, you can go. And then somebody's stopping me already because it went around the table already. But it's my turn again. I'm like, I just tapped Dwayne to go. What are you guys talking about? What
I think I
happened?
saw that game in puzzles, and I'm like, what's the fun of already? Well, I don't know. That's just me. I mean, they're just
Hey, we're on the
looking at it
same
like,
boat, Alvin. We're here for the experience, not to boil this
Exactly.
down to science.
Yes, exactly.
But again,
So, yeah.
I appreciate it. It's just because system is so good. That's why
yeah,
people really rise up in terms of strategy. And of course, Jamie had to compress it a little bit more. It's not like Kemet, where okay, if this is a chess system, everything is open. There's no randomness per se. It's all
Yeah.
very there's actually a higher sort of strategic requirement in Kemet as compared to Scythe.
Yes.
Scythe is more optimization
Yeah.
rather than a very tactical response. So yeah, but again, impressed. Good job. Agree with Scythe. Okay, Denmark.
Hey,
So-
okay,
to close-
finally.
To
To
close
close.
it all off, great minds
Close
think
it.
alike. What is that?
Talisman
That's
Origin.
Talisman.
Talisman
Oh.
Origin. Oh, the single player one. Okay.
Yeah.
For-
the story.
For everything that Alvin said, Scythe was number one for me. Even if I always lose, even if I come in second or third, just it calms you on how you build your engine, how you figure the math out, how you do it on your own. You could do it in a science way, and I've seen people write it down like, oh, if you're Bruce Viet, first two turns will be produce and do that. I'm like, no. Like,
There's a build order.
Yeah.
This is how you play it.
It's
Yeah.
a great story. Think about this. The
I
setting is really
refuse to
good.
play like that.
I like it because it's steampunk. It ticks my box. It's an alternate history, 1918, World War One, and Tesla is alive
Yeah.
and he distributed all that technology. and everybody is in a cold war. That's why
Yes.
there is no war in sight, or it just comes to the final resolution is to go to war. It's because everybody has the same tech, and they're just like trying to angasan lang or sindakan lang the other person.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
There-
threat of war, threat of war. You wanna do this? You wanna do this?
I love the sticker that Miko made. You guys remember?
Yeah.
It's this
I know.
massive mech, and there's this worker.
This
Ano?
is-
Ha?
Ano?
Ano?
Can't risk your popularity.
That itself, right? You can actually overpower that small guy, but at the cost of points.
Yeah.
That's actually
Yes.
what it means if you're
Yeah,
gonna play it. And,
playful. Like, oh,
and-
bully.
Nabash
And
ka
this
na to death.
unless you're white, unless you're Polonia,
Oh, well, yeah.
that
There you
wouldn't
go.
matter.
White privilege.
So, but this is the first game also that I tried to assemble because I missed out on a Kickstarter, but I'm trying to build up all the pieces. I'm not gonna go as far as get the modular board as Alvin did, and one set of metal mechs I'll be happy. I don't. I'm just gonna display it here at the back, and I'll be fine. But you know that game and the way that it clicks with my brain. Again, even if I lose, it's the adventure and how you do it, and
Yeah.
it's so fun when you go to the encounter site and you read those three options, and you imagine you doing it. Like, take a picture with all those soldiers, or try to trick them and steal their mech, or there is a story, and somehow when people are familiar with the game, they lose that story of the game. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I produce 4, your turn. I produce 2, build this, go and do your turn. But among other things that I've played, I think Scythe will always be there, near and dear, also to my heart, with all the memories, all the friends that we made, all the hate that I get from Javi.
Oh, you'll never hear the end of it.
Plus production wise, it's really good. So
Yeah.
for that price point, I think Jamie figured it out how to do great production on a normal budget, not over the board
Yeah.
budget, like Kickstarter components for the regular price.
Yes.
So that plus the way it plays, on how you have to loop back on your head, like have to do this, have to do that, so I can get that and do this and do that. So I can go there and do this and do
What?
that.
You need
And do
this
this and do
part.
this and do this and do this.
To do this part. So you can do this part. But that's what you want to do needs this part. Okay, so how do I get this part? You have to do this part and then that part. But guess what? This part needs
You
this.
need it. And that's the beauty of it, right? You're
Yes.
it's
The
somehow a
secret that I learned.
solid.
of sight, the art of letting go.
It's
Never.
somehow multiplayer solitaire, but at the same time, you're always at threat with your neighbors.
Yeah.
Because it's either he stays there and blocks your path, and everything that happens, it depends on that one, or find another way, but it'll take you forever. You know, it's a consistent puzzle that keeps on moving. At the same time, you have to figure out your own puzzle board. So
Did you guys notice that the map of Scythe looks like the Big Game Hunters map?
big
Like,
game. I haven't played big game.
I mean the StarCraft Brood War.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
how you have your base,
choke
Game
points.
Hunter, yeah.
and then you have that
Yeah.
choke point, but there's like this
Yes.
area right up front that you can expand to, and then the
Uh.
middle chaos area.
Interesting.
Correct.
You're right.
Right.
You're right.
So that's my number one, and I think it's gonna be number one for
our number.
Alvin. and I hit my mark. I have one with Keo, I have 2 with Ron, and I have 2 with Alvin.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
So there you
Okay.
go. Oh, and in the comments, number one for Sim
Is-
is Power Grid. Power Grid with Ron. So
Yeah.
not bad, but it holds up even up to this day. Power Grid,
Yes,
old
yeah.
game.
Yes.
I think I haven't. I'm still playing L5R, and I keep on seeing this at Neutral Grounds shelf. Like, what's that? Power Grid.
Hmm.
Well, I have no idea what it is.
You
Yep,
And even
yep.
up to now.
do we have a quick rundown
Yeah.
of our
Short list.
short
short
list?
list.
Sure.
Quick lang, quick lang.
I have
15.
some.
15 to 11 or special mentions that you want to say.
Yes,
Okay.
special mentions. Sige. Sige, run.
Okay, I just listed three. I don't remember. I can add.
Sure.
So definitely, Ruby Cube.
Mm.
Subversive. Brew Crafters.
Mhm.
You wanna work
Panamax.
Yeah, of course. And then
Panamax.
there you go. The
Ah,
one that took buff off. Panamax.
Panamax.
And World of Warcraft TCG. Because I just really love that system.
Yes, I
And,
got to play that.
And the Arkham Horror.
Yeah.
TCG.
Arkham
See?
Horror.
So I could have had 3.
Yes.
I could have had 3 in crossover.
All right. My
Yeah.
short list would be one, Lords of Waterdeep. Okay.
Oh,
But
cool,
I had
cool,
Anam.
cool.
Monopoly Deal.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, that's surprising.
My Monopoly deal is Transformer.
There you go, diba? Ano? The game I've been talking about almost every year, Saint Noir. It's
Mhm, that's
in the
good
short
too.
list. That's so fun with Alexa. Alexa, shut up. Okay. I got Xeno Shift.
Ooh,
Oh,
Xeno Shift.
right.
Yes,
Good
it has to
choice,
be at
good
least
Pew,
one.
pew. Starship Troopers.
Ingenious by Renier
Ah.
Inizia. Oh my goodness! If you guys tried that, yeah. And last is Avalon or / the Quest.
Resistance, the quest.
Yes.
Right. Mhm.
More like the Quest. So the Quest is a reprint of the Avalon, but with 4 players minimum.
Cool.
At least na. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Nice.
Awesome.
Well,
Great list.
Those are my short list.
Alvin.
My short list is Pandemic Legacy Season 1.
Ooh.
Legacy.
Yeah, was really good. And then I didn't make the list. Concordia and then Res
Oh.
Arcana.
See, I'm gonna
Res
have 3.
Arcana.
I was supposed to have 3.
Yeah, Res Arcana,
Right.
the budget MTG.
My 15 to 11 will have 4 with Alvin. I have Res Arcana at 15, Demon Worker at 14.
Of course.
I was waiting for that. Where the heck
I
was
was,
that?
I was looking for it.
Hey, you have to cut it like best of the best, right? Yeah,
I know.
best of the, it's somewhere there.
I got
It's right up there. Number 13 will be Pandemic base game because nostalgia and the first game that got me into board gaming. Number
Oh,
12 will be Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. Because it blends in every
That's your
every-
Avalon.
Yeah, it blends in every party game or hidden role, hidden mechanic. That's
Yeah.
everything there.
Yeah. Who
And
would have
lastly, my number 11 will be Suburbia.
Oh,
If you guys
Suburbia.
Suburbia.
Good
is
Wait,
really
let me guess. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for Ginkopolis, you would have chosen Suburbia, huh?
right. Correct. If it wasn't for
There you go.
Ginkopolis.
I knew it.
Suburbia.
bumped
To
off
the suburbs.
Suburbia.
Just
God.
because of those extra few mechanics
Yeah.
that Ginkopolis, the
Because you
few
can build on
complications.
top of what is your.
Hey,
That
but-
was so
but
mean when you
Ginkopolis,
taught us that.
But Suburbia gives you the chain. You build this so that you get that ability from that ability and do that ability. It
You
has
do
that
that
chain.
too in Ginkopolis,
Ginkopolis.
but your chain is on your card.
Right. So tile placement and tableau building, those are the two differences of that game. So
I got it.
if,
Cool.
if you guys have any list we'd like to see it also, excuse me, you can post it on variable play and see if you match it with us also. But hey,
Yeah.
this was good. I got matches with you guys and it's amazing, you know, how distinct we all play. Ron will always have those multi-use cards and tactics.
Yeah.
Kyo has your RPGs and
Mhm.
the party game.
Very thematic.
Alvin has
yeah.
civ building, civ building and everything else. I figured out I have no idea what I like. Resource management, worker placement. Most of the time, this is what I see in my list. So the way that we play, but still have that certain games that we would sit down and like, hey, bring it out, let's play. No explanations needed. Just let's go.
Yeah,
That's
for me,
amazing.
just hearing all your explanations when you're describing the game, some of if I have played it, the memories come flooding in. But if I haven't played it, I just want to play it.
Ako nga,
I just
when,
want you to teach me and play it.
every
Speaking
time
of,
Alvin describes this
uh,
game before he says the title, I get aroused like, wow. And then, this
Same
game,
with me, ah.
what?
but if you
No.
guys are interested in trying out these games, our favorite, we actually have a chance again to have some sort of
Right.
take-on.
Go on,
Okay.
Ron.
And for the ones who are here, you're hearing this first. Please save the date. We're still finalizing a few more details. We can't entirely tell you, but you've gotta be there. SMX, July 23 and 24. We
24.
can't tell you anything else, but we can play a lot of games. And yeah, SMX na po. So,
SMX
yun,
That is no
Uh,
joke.
23, 24.
July
When again,
23
Ron?
to
When?
24. July 23 and 24. Save the date.
23,
Ah.
24.
Konti na lang. Magkakapirmahan na po. And then yun, pwede na namin sabihin. Pati
Oh my
lahat.
God.
Tapos hahapakin na natin kayong lahat kasi kailangan namin ng tulong nyo.
Yes.
Yes. We are
Yes.
not joking. We need your help, the community. We need your community building skills. Everybody who wants to join, everybody who wants to reach out and join, and please do. The variable
natin.
play is open for your for your suggestions and also for your what things and whatever. Okay.
Sheesh.
Anyways, so 23 July 23 and July 24. Ladies and gentlemen, please do say the date. Please stand by with our variable
Yeah, we're gonna be
play
announcing
page
soon.
for announcements.
Gonna
And
be
for
announcing
all the
soon.
details, we will let you guys know. That's for sure. So for the 3 people who are still remaining here and watching us, I hope it's not you guys, not Ron, not Alvin.
No, it's not us.
Okay, you heard it first here at the Thursday night,
All right.
June 30th. Okay,
Thank you
Ron.
everyone for joining us. Guys, this has been fun. And excited to see how this, changes over the years as we play more games together. So until next time, thank you everyone for joining us. This is Variable Play. You guys soon.
Peace out.
Bye.
Play more old games.
Play
Bye-bye.
more games. Bye.